Most guys in the gym aren't even weak. It's actually because your exercise form is wrong. My name is Alex Akig, and in every video, I talk about how to elevate your game, whether it's through fitness, nutrition, or lifestyle. Now, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna show you the 5 common exercises done completely wrong at the gym, and I'm gonna show you how to fix them. So let's go. All right, the first exercise that I see a lot of people do wrong is gonna be the bench press. Now, this is gonna apply to dumbbells, but since I have a barbell, we're gonna do the bench. So when people are doing this workout, they don't have the right position of their body, okay? And they're either doing it wide or they're doing it too close. And the problem when people are doing this movement is their shoulders or their traps is elevated. So they kind of look like this, all right? Is they let the bar bounce right off their chest. So when they're doing this movement, they do this movement. They let it bounce. To do this movement properly, you wanna make sure that you're relaxing your traps and your shoulders down. You're basically pinning your shoulder blades on the bench. And you wanna bring the barbell slow to your chest. Not this slow, but like you wanna have eccentric motion, maybe 2 seconds on the way down. So 1 second, 2 second, explode, all right? And another thing you wanna do when you're doing a barbell bench press is you wanna keep your chest out. All right, here, slow. Make sure the barbell is coming down to your midline of your chest. And you're gonna feel a lot more concentration on your chest. 1 second, 2 seconds, explode. Another thing that I wanna tell you guys is you wanna make sure you keep your elbows a little bit tucked. You don't wanna have them flared out, because when you have it flared out, you're gonna be having compensation in your shoulder and it's gonna cause some pain, all right? So 3 cues on how to do this exercise properly. Keep your elbows tucked, retract your shoulder blades, have basically your scapula pinned on the bench, and you wanna make sure you go slow and controlled on the way down. Second exercise is a lat pull down, all right? This is a very common mistake that you'll see at the gym when people do this motion is, first one, they do a half a rep. So here, and they come back up. This also applies to a pull-up because it's basically the same movement pattern, all right? And the second one is they pull from the arm and not the elbows. They don't let it lead with the elbows, they lead with the arms. So they're essentially doing a pulling motion versus a lat motion, right? Because at the end of the day, this is a lat movement activation. So you're supposed to be targeting this area. So they do this right here. They're pulling with the arms. The last mistake they do when they're doing this motion is they're not retracting the shoulder blades, all right? That's the main movement that you wanna do when you're accomplishing a lat pull down, all right? So this is how you fix this workout. When you're pulling, you wanna bring your shoulder blades down like this, basically your scapula, and you wanna pull, all right? Lean forward, slow on the way up, retract your shoulder blade. So, let me show you again, all right? When people do this, they're doing this motion. So you're working more of your arms. You see you're not getting a lot of activation on the lat area. So you'll see the difference. When I don't retract my shoulder blades, it's more my arms. You see that? Now, when I retract my shoulder blades, you're gonna see a lot more activation and you're gonna see the muscles really contract. So I'm gonna retract it here. Retract, pull on my elbows. Lean forward slightly. That's how you do a proper lat pull down. All right, this is one of my favorite shoulder exercises. The third one's gonna be a lateral raise, all right? We're gonna be using dumbbells. This is very common. A lot of people, this is the #1 reason why a lot of people can't build their shoulders is because of the 3D part, which is called the lateral delts. This is actually the most popular way to really get that 3D shoulder, all right? So this is what a lot of people do. This is the wrong way to do it. So if you notice, my wrist is higher than my shoulders. There's no activation on my shoulders. When you're doing it this way, you're gonna be hitting more of the traps. Second mistake when people are doing the lateral raise is they're raising their hands and the elbows stay in place. So this happens a lot, if you noticed, right? And lastly, when people are doing this deltoid movement, is they're shrugging. So when they're doing this movement, they're going like this, right? You don't want to do that. So the 3 best ways on doing this movement pattern: keep your chest up, relax your shoulder down at all time, all right? I'm gonna show you from the side view. You want to think about raising the wrists up to about 90 degrees, just like this. As soon as your hands go above your shoulders, you're not gonna put a lot of tension on the lateral delts, all right? So it looks like this. All right, so bring your elbows to about 90 degrees. You don't wanna bring it too high. Second one is bring your wrists slightly in front of you. So instead of out to the side like this, you wanna bring your wrists in front of you slightly, here. And remember, you don't wanna go too heavy. It's all about quality over quantity, especially when you're trying to target these small muscle fibers. All right, here. Chest out, relaxing my shoulder down, my shoulder sorry, do that again. Sticking my chest out, relaxing my traps, raising with my elbows. Fourth workout. This is actually one of my favorite movements for arms. It's gonna be a bicep curl. You could use a barbell or you could use a dumbbell. It's gonna be the same movement pattern. All right, this is very common. Elbows are high. A second issue, curling the wrists on the way up. And then third, shrugging. And third, the elbows are flared out. Fix this, elbows are always tucked. On the side, you see that? From an angle. Wrist is neutral at the top. Squeeze the biceps. Here, if you notice my wrists, I'm keeping it neutral the whole way. The problem is when people are curling, you're not gonna put a lot of focus on the bicep, more on the wrist flexors, all right? So here, keep the wrist neutral on the way down, and then keep your elbows tucked on the side of your torso. All right, I promise you, you guys will start feeling it in your bicep peak. I forgot to mention too, I actually follow this influencer on social media, and it's been a game changer because I've always done bicep curls this way, right? Straight up and down. But if you want to feel it, like, oh my God, I felt more tension when I did this. Notice how this is how I originally did it. Straight up and down, right? If you just twist slightly and actually raise your pinky up, whew, you feel it more on the bicep peak. So just like this, here versus here. Oh my God. All right, last workout that I see a lot of people do wrong at the gym is gonna be the tricep pushdown. This is so common. A lot of people will do this. They'll either lean into it like here, close, and they go here. See how my elbow is high? So they're kind of cheating their whole body and pressing the attachment down. All right, that's a very common problem in the gym when people are doing this movement. Another one, so they go here. You see a lot of ego lifters do this, all right? And last one is gonna be the elbows flared out. So when they do it, they're here. See the elbows from the front? Now, to show you 3 correct cues on how to do this, you wanna keep your elbows tucked, all right? Relax your shoulders down. Lean slightly forward, all right? You don't wanna lean too much like this. Lean slightly forward, all right? Keep your core tight. And when you bring this attachment on the way down, squeeze at the triceps. Focus on the tricep. Stop to about 90 degrees, elbows tucked again. Wrist neutral, just like this. Now, the difference between people that make progress in the gym and people that stay the same for years, it's not effort. It's not coming to the gym. It's how they're doing each exercise. So these are just 5 of the common movements that I see people still doing wrong. at the gym. All right, listen, I've been a trainer for over 13 years. And the reason why I'm able to stay lean, be strong, no injuries, is because of form and technique. That's the biggest thing. And thank you to all the bodybuilders that I met at Gold's Gym, back when I used to live back home in the Bay Area. They've taught me so much as far as how to do proper form and technique, how to build hypertrophy, get lean, get strong, and it just transitions into any fitness style, don't matter what you do. At the end of the day, it's efficiency over ego lifting, all right? So a lot of you ego lifters out there, and you're still not seeing results, this is the reason why. All right, now if you guys found this video super helpful, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also follow me on my TikTok and my Instagram. And until then, y'all, we'll see y'all next time.